It was supposed to be a quiet weekend. I had parked my RV in my driveway, planning to finish a few repairs and enjoy some downtime. My RV isn't small. It's a beast of a vehicle, fully decked out for long trips, but I never imagined it would become the center of a showdown with HOA Karen. She had been lurking around the neighborhood for weeks, taking notes, judging my property, and generally acting like she owned the place. I ignored her as usual until the day she crossed the line. I was inside the RV, reading a manual for a new solar setup, when I heard the crunching of metal and tires on gravel. At first, I thought it was a delivery or a neighbor. Then I saw her, Karen, with her signature scowl, standing near a tow truck. My blood ran cold. Before I could react, she had hooked my RV and was attempting to haul it away. I scrambled outside, waving my arms and yelling, but the tow truck driver seemed oblivious, just following her instructions. "You can't do this," I shouted. "It's private property." Karen didn't flinch. She pointed at the RV like it was hers. "Rules are rules," she barked. Rules? She was literally stealing my property. I realized I had to act fast. I ran back inside the RV, fired up the engine, and prepared for a stunt that would either end in chaos or poetic justice. The tow hook was firmly attached to Karen's SUV, and she was standing there smugly, thinking she was in control. Big mistake. I shifted into gear slowly, my fingers tight on the wheel. "Time to teach her a lesson," I muttered under my breath. I inched forward, giving her just enough rope to panic. Karen's eyes widened as the RV began to move. Not backwards, but straight toward the street, towing her SUV behind me. She started screaming, running after the vehicle, waving her arms and yelling for help. The neighbors began to gather, phones out, capturing every second. I stayed calm, moving slowly, keeping the vehicle steady. This wasn't about destruction, it was about control. Karen had tried to assert hers over me. Now I was flipping the script. I drove the RV to the edge of my property, then looped it around, carefully maneuvering her SUV to a safe position. Parked firmly where she wouldn't be able to drive away immediately. I cut the engine, stepped out, and looked down at Karen. She was panting, red-faced, realizing she had just been humiliated in front of the entire block. You can't do this," she yelled, though her voice lacked conviction. She was trapped, and everyone around knew it. "I already did," I said calmly, leaning against the RV. "This is private property. You don't tow what isn't yours." By the time the authorities arrived, Karen was furious, sputtering about rules and retaliation. The tow truck driver, embarrassed, admitted he had acted under her orders without verifying ownership. After reviewing the situation and the neighborhood video footage, the police sided with me. Karen had crossed the line. Her attempts to intimidate me were officially over. Later, I checked the RV and SUV. Not a scratch, not a dent. Perfect execution. Max and Duke, my dogs, wagged their tails like they had just watched their human win the neighborhood war. Karen? She avoided eye contact for weeks. Her little HOA reign of terror ended that day, humiliated and powerless. And me? I had turned her own aggression into a lesson in patience, precision, and justice. Sometimes, property disputes don't need lawyers or letters. They need strategy, nerves of steel, and a little bit of daring. Karen learned that the hard way, and I'll admit, watching her face when she realized she couldn't win, priceless.